Alright, hopefully this works. Honestly, I don't even know if it will. Turn me up so you can hear my amazing voice regardless. Let me just finish getting everything set up. Yeah, we'll do the tutorial. Anti-ship defense, advanced maneuvering, sensors. So, if you couldn't tell, just by this, I just started, like, right now. You get on my nerve. Okay, you know. Welcome to Rocket Commander. Lieutenant Hazel, and I'm going to assign you as your structure to bring up the speed of the command interface on your warship. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to see stuff blow each other up.
Commander, I'm...
How about we go to audio, and we throw that music straight into the ground.
Lieutenant Hazel. I'll be guiding you through the trials to determine if you're cleared for
These
operations.
Are some really
the brass
bad
has their eyes
looking
on you,
planes.
so try not to embarrass me. Let's get you familiar with the view controls first. Hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse to angle your view.
I figured that out by... Oh, I can move
now
my
use
camera.
the scroll wheel to zoom in and out.
So this is small beginnings
and most importantly, moving the view. Use W, A, S, and D to pan the view. E and C will raise and lower your view in the battle space, respectively. And that's it. Let's move on. You can select a ship either by clicking on its icon in the battle space, selecting it in the ship list, or pressing its corresponding number key indicated in the ship list. You've selected a ship. Now if you want to focus your view on the ship, you can use the F key. You can also do this by double tapping the ship's number key to both select and focus on the ship at the same time. When focused, your view will automatically track the selecting unit until you move the view. This ship in particular is the Rains-class frigate. It's the most common warship in the fleets, with a generous balance of speed, agility, armoring, and some good room for a good mix of support modules and weapon systems.
Okay. I sure hope this thing ain't... It feels like these things would be like...
You'll also see at the bottom of the screen a readout of the selected ship. This is the ship information bar, and it's a list of the status of modules, weapons, current orders, and the general posture of the warship.
Okay.
This window is the damage control status board, and it'll be one of the most important items when in battle, as it shows the condition of all modules on the ship as a color gradient. Green means functional and undamaged, while red means heavy damage. A destroyed module or weapon is indicated in gray. Okay, so if I see gray, I'm dead. Damage control is a whole can of worms, so we won't be covering that for now. Let's move on. So next, the mount status display. This shows the status of all external mounts on the hull, which could be weapons, defense systems, or utilities. Let's see. So you can see everything. Okay, so that's obviously a gun. Currently, all of our mounts show green with a black slash, indicating they're operational but idle. If you're ever confused at what a color or a symbol means, you can hover over the color status icon with your mouse to see what's going on.
Receiving.
Lastly, we have the posture controls. These define how the ship will operate. From here, you can control maneuvers, which sensor systems are enabled, and toggle specific defensive systems.
Okay, point defense zone, missiles, turrets. I want like kamikaze drones. Those are my favorite things.
Right now I've disabled most of these so we don't toggle something by mistake, but we'll go over these systems later. So you know how the interface works, but what the ANS Small Beginnings is reporting that their drives are online. So we'll select the ANS Small Beginnings and open the action menu by right-clicking anywhere in the battle space. On the left side of the menu, select the Move or Movement submenu to see all available movement commands. The POS, or Position command, will order the warship to move to a position and hold there. Select position and move the Small Beginnings within 500 meters of Waypoint Atlas.
On the move.
Yeah.
This is the dial widget, and it will allow you to accurately select position on the plane the ship is currently on by moving the cursor. You can left-click to confirm an order, or right-click to cancel.
This is sad.
To change the elevation, hold left control and move your cursor up or down.
Oh, wait.
You can also issue waypoints by holding left shift and marking a path. The order will only be confirmed when left shift is released and you click again. Don't forget, if you need to get a better view, you can still hold the left mouse button to angle your view even while the dial is open. When you're ready, lay in a course for the small beginnings to position itself near Waypoint Atlas.
I did. No clue what that means. I think I should. This is the best warship we have. Apparently. I don't know what that means.
Waiting for your orders, Commander.
In the future, you can also use the M key as a shortcut to issue move to position orders. Now let's talk formations. Because only one ship can be commanded at a time, formations are crucial for grouping your forces and keeping management simple. The ANS Dusty Tome is reporting they're ready for orders, so we'll have them fall in with the small beginnings.
Commands on the line.
Select the Dusty Tome and open the action menu. The formation command can be found under the Move submenu and is issued with the FRM or formation button. You can also use the keyboard shortcut left shift plus F key. We first have to designate a ship as the guide ship. This ship will be the actual leader for the formation, and all warships following the guide ship will try to copy their current orders. Select the ANS small beginnings to mark it as the guide.
I did.
Standing by.
Next, you'll need to designate a position for the Dusty Tome to take up in formation. The dial functions exactly like the movement command, but it's relative to the guide ship. Pick a position for the Dusty Tome to keep station on. The Dusty Tome will move into formation, and they'll try to follow the guide ship as best they can. If the guide ship is moving when the ship is ordered to form up with it, the guide will automatically slow down to allow the other ship to catch up.
Okay.
You can have as many ships as you want in a formation, but keep in mind that there are drawbacks to having a lot of closely packed ships beyond white-knuckled helmsmen. Spacing is key, and sometimes you need to split up. Ships near each other create a larger radar return, making stealth and evasion more difficult and allow. You can see the structure of your fleet and its formations in the ship list, which dynamically updates to show which ships are in formation with each other.
Orders, Commander.
Orders can be issued to your entire formation at once by opening the action menu in formation mode. This can be done by using left shift plus right click with any ship in the formation selected.
Shift by right. Open the action menu in formation mode. Oh, one today. Do I have to click
Ready
on it?
whenever you are.
The action menu will indicate it's in formation mode by displaying the number of ships the order will be delivered to. For formation mode, don't worry about which ship you have selected, as the order will be delivered to all of them. Easier that way. Movement orders are a special case, as they will always be routed to the guide ship, and the whole formation will follow them. Now let's get the whole formation moving in a direction. The Drive Course command, found on the Move submenu as the CRS or Course button, will order a ship or formation to travel in a certain direction indefinitely. Select the Drive Course command now. Do not issue the order just yet.
But I really want to.
When it comes to picking directions in space, you'll use the sphere widget. It's similar to the dial widget from before, but allows for choosing directions more uniformly. It can be a little tricky at first, so take your time and get a feel for it.
I already did.
Moving your mouse cursor around will position the target on the surface of the sphere. By holding left control, you will log the direction and be able to change the radius. This is useful for weapons, as you'll see in a later lesson, but for choosing a course, we really only care about direction. Know that the cursor will remain on one side of the sphere, even if you pan the view. The initial side is determined by where your mouse was relative to the ship when you first opened the widget. If you need to switch the side, hold left control and draw the radius back through the center until it's on the opposite side. Get some practice moving the cursor around now, as selecting a direction or position in 3D space can be very disorienting at first. When you're ready, issue the order to get the formation underway in the given direction.
Underway.
The formation will now drive the course until told to do otherwise. Lastly, let's break the Dusty Tome back off from the formation. To do so, all you need to do is select the ship and issue a standard movement order to it. That will override its order to keep in formation.
This is about as interesting as I thought it would be.
Well, congratulations! That completes your first lesson in maneuvering ships in the battle space. We'll cover more advanced topics like weapons employment and tactical view in the next lesson. I'll see you back at the academy.
Bleh. I feel bad for bro. These guys gotta report it out next to any time. I want to learn how to guns. Friendly forces, enemy forces. Weapons enactment. Sensors, electronic warfare. We'll do weapons. Blanket, jammer. So they got a bullseye radar. Small Beginnings has radar, 1 BLS-2 missile launcher. Batome has 2 of them. So this only has 1 cannon though. So if I want to because I think it'd be really fun just to have like
now comes my favorite part: weapons and how to use them.
See, okay, so the missile launchers are both on top and bottom. So the Small Beginnings only has the bottom.
Don't worry about that red contact over in the distance. It's a decommissioned frigate that's been tugged out here for target practice. Before we get to weapons, we need to learn about the tactical view. You can switch between tactical and normal views by pressing spacebar.
That is
the view controls here are the same as before, but you can zoom out. The tactical view provides you with a lot of information that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. It's your primary way of knowing what's happening around you. You'll be using it a lot. The range plane shows you both elevation of targets and their distance from a given point. When no ships are selected, it sits at the center of the battle space. Select the Small Beginnings now to see how the plane changes. Take note that the range plane moved to center on that ship. It'll also track with it. All ranges will be indicated relative to your currently selected ship. Notice how the line from the enemy track to the range plane has a slight curve. This is because elevation and range are not directly related, so the contact's distance on the plane must be projected onto a sphere. This layout makes it easy to determine the range of a target by looking at the position of the plane relative to your selected ship's capabilities.
Okay.
The dotted lines represent maximum ranges of your ship's systems. Red indicates offensive range, blue is sensor range, and defensive systems are green.
There ain't no defensive systems. Okay, wow, they're right there.
While there are common ship configurations found throughout the fleet, most ships have some unique capability. The ANS Small Beginnings is configured. I'm unlocking your weapon systems now, so let's put gunnery to the test with some tried and true naval fire. There are several ways to target weapons. The fastest and simplest is by shooting directly at the sensor track. To do this, right-click the red sensor track to bring up the action menu in track mode. The action menu will indicate it is in track mode by displaying the targets and track number in the space. It will automatically open the weapons list if there are any weapons on the ship. The active targeting mode is shown at the top of the list. Right now we are in track mode indicated by TRK. We'll talk about other modes later. Select the cannons from the weapon list and light up the target.
Target confirmed. We're reading you. What are our orders, Commander?
Definitely seeing some hits there. Looking good. If the guns can't hit a target, the ship will automatically roll itself to get currently active weapon on angle on the target. This is called unmasking.
Awaiting your orders, Commander. Target confirmed. Receiving. position locked in.
Oh.
Right now you'll notice that our fire is pretty inaccurate. This is because our targeting solution isn't using a fire control lock. The red dot jumping around near the track shows where our sensors think the target is.
Awaiting your order.
Let's improve our targeting accuracy by locking the target with our bullseye fire control radar, located on the top of the ship.
Target lock achieved.
To do this, right-click the track and select the LCK, or lock, at the top of the action menu. You can also use the X key keyboard shortcut.
Negative, too far.
Notice the new icon on the target. This indicates that the target is locked on and is providing much better accuracy and increased update rate on the target.
Awaiting your orders, Commander.
Remember, not all ships have fire control radar, and you'll only be able to get a lock. Right now we are shooting armor-piercing, AP, shells at the target. While any damage is a good thing, we can deal even more damage by switching the shell. We use high-explosive, HE shells, against targets of appropriate size or smaller, or larger targets with heavy armor damage. To switch to HE shells, first open the action menu in track mode by right-clicking the track.
Figured it out. Dude, what was I? With you too?
Yes, Commander.
Switch to high. I think I did.
In the weapons list, next to the cannons entry, click on the ammunition icon to open the ammunition list. Click the 120mm HE shell option to select it. The ammo switch is now pending and will only be executed if a new fire order is given. To begin firing the new ammo type, click the weapon group to confirm the ammunition change.
Engaging.
Now we'll select the small beginnings and watch what it's up to. The mount's display shows the ship's cannons are firing and cycling. When the yellow bar is filled, the cannon will fire again. We can also see that the fire controls radar is solid green, indicating it's active and it has an active lock-on.
I want to use a missiles.
Here's the active orders list, showing an icon for each order the ship is currently executing. Right now we have an order to fire our guns and an order to lock the target.
Yes, Commander.
Okay.
Have the small beginnings hold fire and break their lock-on by right-clicking on the order icons to cancel them.
Awaiting your orders, Commander.
And that's the basics of gunnery. The key thing is to know, take a look at your ship's hulls and you'll notice the 4 white octagons on the sides. These are radar panels and provide coverage for their respective sector of space. There's also a central control module inside the ship which tracks what these panels see. When panels are damaged or destroyed, you'll lose coverage in that area. Similarly, if the radar controller is destroyed, you'll lose, but that won't put you out of the fight just yet. Direct fire weapons like cannons can fall back on visual targeting, where the crew will provide targeting data to your guns. I've ordered your crew to disable the radar. Take a moment and observe what happens. You don't want the first time you're operating without radar to be the With sensors disabled, you will now see visual contacts when you have one of your ships selected, and nothing when no ship is selected. Visual contacts are only useful to the ship that actually sees the target. If you don't see anything, you'll need to move within visual range, about 3,200 meters. I've created a marker in the general area for your reference. That won't happen in actual battle. You can fire on visual contacts the same way you did with the sensor tracks. Use visual targeting to fire at the target ship with the small beginnings guns again.
Tracking target.
Wait.
Marking target. What are our orders, Commander? Firing solution locked in.
Oh my lord. How do I set? Oh. I need you to move.
Awaiting your orders, Commander. We'll be there before you know it.
Orders. You know the drill.
Awaiting your orders, Commander.
Standing by.
Quiet. Command's on the line. Target confirmed. We're underway.
Orders.
In a situation like this, you can imagine things are not going too well for you, but you'll at least still be a threat, so don't feel too cut up if your sensors go dark. Now missiles. The ships in this fleet carry two variants of the SGM-2 series anti-ship cruise missiles, the Thunderhead and the Hurricane. The Hurricane is a command-guided missile, which means it is guided to the target by a launching ship. If it misses the target, it will come back around and try again until it runs out of fuel, is shot down, or finally hits the target.
Turning up the engines now.
Command missiles are very difficult to avoid. The only way to defeat them without destroying the missile itself is by destroying the launching ship or jamming its sensors or communication. The downside is that the Hurricane must be shot at a sensor track. If you lose a track, the Hurricane... Let's launch 3 Hurricane missiles at the target. Start by opening... Now select the SGM-225 Hurricane with the weapons list. This will queue up a single missile shot at the target and leave you with an active track selection widget.
Missiles away.
Multiple missiles can be fired with a single order using the left Alt key. Hold the left Alt key and click on the target to add one more missile per click. The number of queued missiles is shown next to your mouse cursor. To issue the order, you can either click the left mouse button with the left Alt key released, or you can press the Enter key. Once you've issued a launch order, you'll notice the Mount Status display will show the number of missiles that are being spun up for a launch.
I'd hate to be on the other side of those.
It takes time between when the target is selected and when the missile actually leaves the ship. This warm-up time is when the weapons control system brings the missile online, checks it for errors, establishes a reference frame for the IMU, uploads the target package, and more.
Awaiting your orders, Commander.
Programming time varies by missile type, with more complicated missiles taking more time.
I'd hate to be on the other side of those.
The number of missiles that can be warmed up and programmed at the same time is referred to the ship's maximum salvo size, and it varies from ship to ship based on its configuration. These two frigates each have 4 channels, so 4 missiles can be...
Okay.
Missiles are one of your most limited and precious resources, second only to the ships themselves. They are extremely powerful, but extremely scarce. You'll need to know when to use them, as it can't be replenished. A frigate like the Rains will be crippled by only 2 or 3 missile hits, but in a real fight, it will often take more than that to penetrate an enemy's point defense. The ANS Dusty Tome is carrying a different missile loadout. Select the ship now so we can take a look at it. This frigate is carrying Thunderheads, an active radar-guided missile, which means it carries its own method for finding targets, allowing it to seek targets by itself. It can be targeted in the same way as the Hurricane missiles, but once it has left the tube, it's entirely autonomous. When it reaches the end of its path, it will activate its onboard seeker and begin searching for a target. The greatest benefit of active missiles is that they can be sent on complex waypoint paths, allowing for multi-angle strikes and even hitting targets behind asteroids. For now, let's just fire 3 Thunderhead missiles at the target.
Guidance online.
As easy as it is to use active radar missiles, there are some downsides to their operation. The first is that the missile must find a target within the cone of its seeker in order to track and kill it. This makes evasive maneuvers such as course changes an easy way to defeat active missiles fired at long range, especially against fast-moving targets. The second shortcoming is that active seekers are easy to decoy with chaff and other countermeasures, meaning more missiles need to be used in order to score a hit, as active missile radars are particularly sensitive to jamming and decoys.
Okay.
But that should do it for your weapons trial. I'll have Fleet Logistics retrieve the dummy ship, and I recommend looking into all the weapons when you get your chance. I'll see you at the Academy.
I feel like I could totally go into a battle. I think I shot too many. Okay, actually, I might just go back to, I'm gonna go back to, or go to bed. Honestly, I couldn't fall asleep, which is why I came on here, and I gotta just tired my brain out. So, yeah, I'm gonna go have a good one.